Hey there, so since this is a little bit of a different deck, before we start, I want to show a quick little preview of this. I'm calling it, oh, also I need to change my sleeves. We're calling it Dirtier Shift for a very specific reason. Now, if you look at this list, you might be a little like, what's going on here? Because you might look at this list and you see like, okay, there's some dirt stuff, but there's also some like spell tutors, and you're playing insight cantrips and a fate's hand. Like, what is this deck? And this is what this deck is. This deck is a D-Shift Israfil Queen of the Dead Sea combo, and if you don't know what that is, you're probably going to see it soon enough. But the rest of the deck, unlike most of decks of this nature, focus on just trying to draw the combo pieces as much as possible and just stalling. And my version that I've been putting together and testing is a lot more heavy on the dirt aspects, and it plays a Golem Assault and a Juno, as well as a Levi. Plays a couple Alchemist Workshops, so I have 4-drop bodies that I can swing with. It plays Smelter as well as Cauldron. And so I play a couple Petrifications that the normal deck can't normally support either. And so the idea is that I'm not playing Merlins, I'm playing less tutors for my parts. But like, I have to get to turn 10 to combo off. Like, I'm not going to be able to outrace the Dead Sea, Queen of the Dead Sea Dragon deck, and I'm not going to outrace a regular Dimension Shift player that goes off before turn 10 either. So what's the point of trying to like accelerate to get the parts in my hand as soon as possible if I'm not going to be able to go off as soon as possible? And so instead, this deck has a bit more staying power, and it focuses on putting pressure on the board, keeping yourself alive, and representing enough threats that, first of all, when I don't necessarily need my evolution point to go off, as long as I've done at least 3 damage to my opponent in the past, and I don't need my opponent to have a follower in play to go off. So I actually get a lot of value out of having cards like, I have the one of Master Mage Levi here that can just hit my opponent for 3 to their face. And if my opponent isn't playing heals in their deck, that means I no longer need my evolution point to win with my Dead Sea combo. So that is huge by itself. And the rest of the deck just puts more aggressive pressure on the board and tricks the opponent into not focusing on or realizing that I'm even playing a combo deck. So this has actually been working really well, pretty well so far today. So I want to do some quick coverage of it. So now we're going to actually get into a game here. Oops. Go away. This wait is always the worst part. Come on. You can do it. You can do it, Shadowverse. I believe in you. I believe in your internet so hard. But yeah, this deck should perform pretty well, and it feels a little different from what you'd normally expect from a Dead Sea deck. So we're going to check this out. Okay, so I'm playing against Shadow, which can be a difficult matchup. Depends upon what they are specifically, how fast they are. I'm actually going to keep this in hand because I have 2 out of the 3 parts for the combo. I just need to wait until 10, and I have so much of a wall in my deck that I'm fairly confident I can hit them and draw it. If anything, I would mulligan out the Queen of the Dead Sea and keep the Israfil. Because of the fact that I'm playing 2 Israfils in my deck, it's actually possible for me to play one outside of the combo and be totally fine. The other aspect of my deck is that because I'm playing 2 of each, it's technically possible for me to combo off twice in one game. I mean, it would be incredibly rare for me to do it, but it is technically doable. Alright, so we drew into the Calamitous Curse. We're doing aces right now. She's going to hit me for 2. I'd like to have more... I would certainly like to have more sigils right now. I only have 1, and that really stinks. I'm going to go ahead and deal with that problem, though, rather than the 2-2. And look at that! I drew into a Red Hawk. That's working real well. Okay, so next turn I'm probably going to Insight and Red Hot, and hopefully I draw a Scrap Iron or the, which is for whatever the other one's called. Okay, so her turn 4, that's awkward. She was probably trying to plan on a Prince Catacombs maybe, and I kind of blew that out. Yeah, so she's just going to pass here, which is awesome. So I've officially stabilized. Okay, so we got the Red Hot here, and I think it's better for me to play Library. Just because of the fact that I kind of have the space in my hand. I'm going to go up to 8 next turn. I'm probably going to Insight Veteran Alchemist. Yeah, Insight and Veteran Alchemist. Yep. Okay. So now I have the Rite of Exorcism, which will let me kill without a sigil. Which is good. That's actually very good.
Experiment. Oh, heavy lifting.
Sorry, gotta go.
Okay. So I'm going to be up to 9 cards in hand. I'm able to bounce something. I'm able to write and blow something away. I don't have a rune for Calamitous Curse, but I'm playing against Shadow, so I still might actually be able to use it, depending upon what she plays this turn. Because a lot of her cards are like 1/1s that die and make 4/4s. See how this goes. She's thinking about it. It's quite the puzzle we've got.
It's quite the puzzle we've got.
Yeah, I just said
Food
that.
should act like food.
Okay, that's a... Okay, so her hand is terrible. That's the answer we've got. She bricked harder... She bricked hard and I didn't. Okay.
I'm finished.
Yeah, that's cute. Do I just bounce that? I kind of want to just bounce that. Yeah, I'm going to bounce the Soul Stealer. And... Because she's bricking. And I know she can't deal with this. So right now, I still haven't drawn the D-Shift. I have 4 more turns to do so. But I'm in no rush. Like, yeah, so... I guess I spend a... Yeah, I'm gonna spend a Calamity here, but I want to Insight first. Ooh, I could Gingerbread House 1, Earthright 1, and then not and keep my Calamities. I actually like that. Because I have a heal in my hand anyway, so... I'm going to play the right, not the Petrification, because the Petrification is very relevant in this matchup. Leave 1 up. See what she does here. Because she could play the big white guy that makes a pair of 2/1s, and like that would be the most. That would probably be the best play that she could have, or that she would want to have, and that get blown out by Calamity really hard. So, okay, yeah, she's playing nothing. So yeah, this turn I'm gonna Calamity. Ooh, or not. That'll give me 3 to her face, and I'll lose the Master Mage. But it lets keep the... no, I'll play the Calamity here, because then she doesn't get the Shadows. Because that's actually relevant right now. Master Mage Levi without a thing is also relevant, just like Calamitous Curse without the thing. But here, not putting the shadow count up is really useful. Yeah, see, so now he's doing this, and then I can play my Calamity. And I drew the D-Shift, so I'm a turn away from winning the game. Alright, so he thinks I'm out of runes. It's like, oh no, now's your time to put pressure on the board. Unless she makes a pair of 3 2/3s with taunt, I think I'm good. And she doesn't have... She needs 6 shadows to do that. So I win. Yep. Okay. You played cards. Good for you.
Let the light blind you.
Good for you. You know what? You gave it a good, honest college try. You're a fighter and a half.
You're a fighter and a half.
Queen of the Dead Sea, Israfil, Dimension Shift. This is the combo I mentioned earlier. If you don't know what's happening, Dimension Shift gives me an extra turn. Israfil, Evolve.
You won't
This
get
does
past
2
me.
damage on this turn when I attack one of her followers, and then on the following turn I attack her for 19. If the game decides to get there. Or maybe she disconnected, I don't know. A lot of players tend to do that. Alright, yeah.
You mustn't.
I could evolve this for an extra 2 damage if I wanted to too, but I'm good. So yeah, this is the deck. It's a very... It's a very defensive and quite potent version of the
Yeah,
combo,
that's what
and
I
it
expected.
tends to work pretty well, and it tends to survive in a lot of situations where the normal version of the deck just would curl over and die. So this is what I've been playing, and I thought it'd be cool to check it out and show you guys.